Welcome to Beyond Ordinary Women podcasts and our series with leadership tips from women who've been there. Today, we welcome Jill Williams, International Coach Federation Certified Professional Coach and the founder of Springs Coaching Collaboration. Jill, what's one thing you've learned about leadership that you want to pass on?
Well, as a leader, there's usually a lot going on all the time. There are a lot of people generally who are looking to you to lead them, to guide them. And there are also generally a lot of responsibilities you have at home. Life is pretty crazy and pretty busy. And you also have to, oh, by the way, plan for where you're headed and not just get the things done that need to happen today, that come up today that you didn't realize were going to come up today. There's a lot going on when you're a leader. So if the question is, how is a coach useful for a leader? A coach is very useful for a leader because a coach is a place where a leader can go and process through some of these details that are filling the day and try and figure out, well, what of these details really matter and what might not? What can be set aside, what can't? And in the mire of the day, it's sometimes difficult to stop and have that place to process. But to work with someone who's in an unbiased position, who's there to ask questions of you and to help you think through these things, puts you in a position to get some clarity. And then secondly, a leader can benefit from working with a coach because, let's see, how many people does the leader generally have to go to talk through about their things and what's going on in their life? What's their work-life balance looking like? How are they managing? And yet this, especially if it's a call on your life from the Lord, how do I keep moving and doing this and going forward and not lose other relationships or other things that are valuable to me along the way? A coach is a great relationship where you get to sit and talk through those things in an unbiased place and a place where you can begin to make some decisions, to take some actions that will help you bring a little bit more peace in yourself. And sometimes peace isn't always necessarily associated with stopping activity. Talking through and realizing that you're right where you're supposed to be, even in the middle of activity, can bring peace. And so finally, working with a coach is useful for a leader because the big picture side of leadership sometimes requires stepping back. Well, it requires stepping back from the day-to-day in a different way, not necessarily thinking about the details and which ones are important, but thinking about where are we headed anyways, maybe in my own life or in the organization or whatever it is that I'm a leader and a part of. It allows you to step back and make some big picture decisions and choices for where you're headed. So working with a coach, and there are numerous other ways, but it's a very valuable tool for a leader to use, and I would say it as a tool. What you want to look for in a coach is one who you are comfortable with, who you feel you can trust, and who allows you to grow.
Thanks for listening to the Beyond Ordinary Women podcast. You can find more podcasts and information about women in leadership by going to beyondordinarywomen.org. This podcast was produced by Beyond Ordinary Women Ministries. Our production team includes Evelyn Babcock, Kay Daigle, Kay Halligan, Deborah Herring, Sharifa Stevens, and John Sparks. Theme music, Back in Stride by Don Miller, used by courtesy of Christine Miller.